Hey everybody. Let me see. I want to see if Jonavi is coming in soon. How do you guys like the new song? I'm going to be.
Hey,
How are ya?
I'm good. Feels like forever since I've seen you.
I know, right? And so much
Just,
has happened.
I know, my God. It's like the whole world has changed since we were last
I know.
together.
I'm just trying to adapt and kind of just keep my flow going. Um,
Yeah,
but what's really been super exciting is like, even though everything is closed up and, there's still so much fear, it makes me so happy that like we can still drop this music and still kind of have this experience together and with the people who are listening and have been listening. Um,
totally.
that makes me so happy.
Yeah, it's been so beautiful actually. I think both of us, we wanted to especially push it out at this time as an offering to everyone, but
Yeah,
I definitely didn't know, like, what, you never know what the response to any creative work is going to be.
you're so
But
right.
it's been so beautiful. I've been seeing some of the comments in the YouTube video,
Yeah,
people saying, like, I don't know what the hell this means, but it makes me feel so
yeah,
peaceful and happy.
exactly.
And
It would actually be, I think it would be cool if we kind of did like a little translation.
yeah,
For just saying what the Sanskrit actually means. Um,
absolutely.
Personally, for me, when I first got into mantra, it didn't matter to me. I was like, this feels so good
Yeah,
that I like it was just not really in my mental, but I feel like it could be
yeah.
really helpful for people to connect even deeper with it because once I started to read about it and really get educated on it, it was like a whole new world opened up, and I was like, "Whoa, this is like really powerful stuff."
Right, right.
Yeah,
Do you remember how it felt the first time you had an experience with mantra music? Because I guess for many people hearing this, that's what it is. It's the first
yeah.
experience.
Um, Honestly, my feeling was like, this is how I want people to feel when they listen to my music. And it was such a potent dose of like that divine energy in such a visceral and like ancient way that really just like hit me in a place where I was like, this is so special, and I want to bring
Mm,
this to everything I do, really. That
mm,
feeling of, you know, that divinity and devotional to the people and to God and to yourself. And I think that is so important, especially right now, like always, but especially right now, because there's so many people that are going through so much change and so much pain.
mm.
And I it's always important, but I feel like this is the first time that many people have experienced something like this pandemic. Um, and I just
Yeah,
think it's so important to just stay connected and bring that energy to everything that you do. Um,
yeah,
that's why I love you. Even the way that you speak, like the way that you speak, the way that you walk in the room, it's like you bring that awareness into everything that you do. And I think that's so beautiful.
Oh, you always make me blush. I feel really fortunate I feel really fortunate to have worked with you on this. I remember the first time that we met, because our mutual friend Radhi had told me that gave you my album or something, and like
Yeah.
that was like maybe 6 months before we first met, and she said, oh yeah, she really liked it, and I was like, oh, that's cool, I wonder if we'll ever meet one day. So then when we met, I knew that you kind of were, you connected with that kind of music. But I remember we only had like 5 or 10 minutes to speak before we were doing
Yeah.
this kirtan session. And you were saying that at the time. I remember you saying, I just want to bring this to my music, and I want everyone to experience this. And I was like, yes, we're
Yeah.
on the same page.
I love that. That kirtan was so like soul opening for me. That was the first kirtan I had ever been to.
Like
Um,
a live experience.
live experience, and I was like, this is what it's supposed to be like. You can listen to it, and it's like amazing, and you're feeling it. But like when
Yeah.
you're with a group of people who are in that vibration with you constantly,
Mm,
it's a whole other experience. Like
mm,
it really opened up my my heart in a way that a lot of things just can't do.
wow.
Yeah, and I'm just so thankful to you for giving me that experience
Oh.
for the first time, and you just continue to inspire me and continue to um, just shine your light, honestly. Like I'm just so happy. Like I'm so happy
Oh,
how all of this has turned out.
me too. I'm so happy we could share those profound moments, and because in my experience, this type of music and that type of experience truly is I think the most deep and profound experiences of my life I encounter in those times. And I have so many friends who like, there's some, mantra kirtan festivals that I go to every year, and thousands of people will come from all over the world. And I see a lot of the familiar faces, but some of them, they don't even speak English.
Yeah,
And yet we have a connection and a friendship because we have these deep experiences of singing, of chanting together. And then yeah, it's so powerful. So like you, I always have this feeling like I want people to be able to get to experience this. It's
definitely.
sort of on another level than just listening to music. And
Yeah, yeah. Um, I I really want to experience those international kirtans. Uh,
yeah.
I'm just like in the new pool. Like I'm in a new pool of energy, and it's so exciting. It's just so exciting. I had, I know that most people or some people who have listened to the song have questions for us.
Yeah.
I was thinking we could, answer some of those questions, but do you think we should sing a little bit of the song and then answer them, or should we answer some questions and then sing a little bit of the song?
Why don't we do like two questions and then sing a little
Cool.
bit?
That sounds
Because
good.
I think do you have some questions there? Because I know I have a few here I collected. Did you have some?
I'm looking at what people are saying,
I know there's stuff coming in, yeah.
but sometimes
Um,
it's hard to kind of,
yeah, I know it's hard. So I collected some earlier because I knew it's always going like that.
yeah, definitely.
Um, so let's see. Uh, Now that I said I collected them, there's so many here. Um, so Kieran says, what was it like working together? What did you learn from each other? And I think in that is also sort of how did we connect, and why did we decide to work on something?
Definitely.
You first.
Yeah, so naturally after the kirtan, I was just like so taken by you, that I was like, oh my goodness, like her voice is so beautiful.
It
Her
was mutual.
Yes, 100%.
Your face was beaming, and I was like, we need to connect.
And so I kind of like went up to you and I was like, whoa, that was so inspiring. That was, that kind of just changed my whole life just now. And I I remember asking you like I would love to sing with you, like even if it's just like even if
Harmonies.
yeah, exactly, even if like no pressure, like not even anything that we're like creating consciously. I would just like to sing with you, and we kind of we exchanged numbers and we exchanged information, and it was actually a while. It was a
A
long
long time, yeah.
time uh,
Yeah.
before we reconnected again. And
Maybe
we
like
had
6 months or something.
exactly we had done another kirtan, and I was staying with you at that kirtan. And then after that, it was like, okay, like there's a vibe here, like there's something happening. And so then we kind of just connected, and we were like, okay, let's get together. Let's just jam, no pressure. And we hooked up, and then it was just like our
Yeah.
voices just started doing things
Yeah.
together.
That
And
was that night was so that was so special, actually, that connection. I remember because I remember that was the day before I was due to leave LA, and
yeah,
we only had no, that was the day we were in the studio, but the week before we only had that one evening to connect because you were really busy that week.
yeah,
And I remember I was thinking, well, because like even when you get along really well with somebody, like you were saying, sometimes you jam with somebody, you connect, and it sometimes the music just doesn't flow. And I was thinking, well, we'll see how we
100%.
connected. And it was so sweet. As soon as we started playing, it was like
It was
this,
our energies
everything
just
was
like
flowing.
exactly. They just aligned. Um,
Yeah,
and I remember I was playing my guitar, you were playing your violin, and it was just like it was it was like eerily together.
yeah,
And I was like, whoa, like this doesn't really happen, like you know what I mean,
usually,
just
yeah,
off the bat.
yeah,
And then I think we both knew like we need to get in the studio.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is something
Well,
we need to record.
I wanted to tell the story that you because I was basically I was thinking I might come and meet you, and it might not really connect, so it might
Yeah,
be really awkward because I'm at
exactly.
your house and it's just like
Yeah,
so and you're like
true.
okay.
Yeah.
So I prepared a few ideas in advance because I was like, okay, if we get those like awkward silences, at least I have something. Like I'll be like, oh, what about this idea?
Totally.
But then I sort of just put those aside, and I remember I asked you what sort of like riffs have you been playing with recently, anything like that, and
Mhm.
you played these chords that we used for the song,
Yeah,
and you sang me the song, the lyrics, English lyrics that were
totally.
going with them, and then we were like, yeah, just kind of loop those around a bit,
Hmm.
and then I was thinking, what feels natural here, and then the Krishna Keshava just came out, and pretty much with the tune sort of as it is, and
It's
then
so
we
true.
sang it for a while, and we were like, this is so beautiful, and then we
Exactly.
stopped, and we were like, oh, we didn't record it. We
Yeah.
have to do it
And I
again.
was like, oh no, we need to get the voice message, um,
Yeah.
the voice recording. And then we did that. Also, I remember we randomly were doing some like electric guitar ideas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
That's for the future project. I
exactly.
love that song.
That no, honestly, that night was like I hadn't had those like offhand like really works experiences in a while, and I was like, it's so refreshing and so inspiring when that does happen.
Mm, yeah. No, it was so beautiful. Um, well, I'm sure there's more we could say on that, but I think another interesting question that I had is this the first time that you've put out a song that's not in English before?
Yes, it is. I, it's
How does
so
that how does that feel for you?
it feels it feels like I'm on the path that I've always wanted to be on.
Mm,
Like I've always my music has always been catered towards um positive energy and kind of like giving homage to Mother Earth and spirituality, and I I felt like it was so natural, even though it was something I had never done before. And that was really exciting. And also I wanted, like, you know, my fan base is so different than your fan base, and I was thinking to myself, like, it would be so amazing to, you know, show you to my fan base. And that was just really exciting to me because I love your music and I love your album. And I was like, I want people to hear her and I want people to see her. And also for me to get like broken into this new world that I find so beautiful.
Mm,
Um, it was honestly just like a beautiful situation all around. I've been thinking recently about doing some songs in Spanish too.
mm. Oh
Um,
yeah, you've been learning, right?
exactly. So that's, I need to get more in that.
Yeah.
But I just, it's so many different ways of expression that are so inspiring and can even convey such deeper feelings than English could. So
Mhm.
I think it's really amazing and important.
Yeah, it's a really interesting point that if you were to, sometimes we also have a, connotations, negative connotations or reactions to words or phrases in English, like, the word God is an example, that when
Exactly.
we hear that word and based on our previous experience or our impression of religion or what that can mean and what that
It's
can
so true.
impose, we kind of hear, oh, and
Yeah.
just react. Whereas when you say a name, Krishna, the
Hmm.
most beautiful one, it doesn't carry that. It doesn't, even if you don't understand
Like
it, the
that weight.
vibration of that is
Yeah.
still, it's still so powerful. So I think that's a beautiful thing about it. It almost allows you to, like, I know a lot of people that have been listening who didn't know what it meant are able to just listen with an open mind because it's like, sure, this is a beautiful sound, and I'm just
So
going to take it
true.
in.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And also, just like you were saying, like you've said many times, and I always love when you say this, is like mantra is medicine and sound is medicine. Like certain vibrations and the vibrations of certain words. Like it's scientific as well. It's been proven that certain
Mm.
vibrations and certain sounds can literally like clean the body and
Yeah.
even physical things. You were telling me a story about this watch.
Oh, the watch. Yeah, that
Yeah,
was really
that
cool.
you brought, and they put like vibrations on it, and all of the like dirt
All
that
the
was on
dirt
it
comes
just
off. Yeah, yeah, it's a sonic cleaning. It was amazing. I'd never encountered that before, but it was like I was telling you, they filmed a video of it, and it's like in this little bathtub of water, and they put this sonic vibration. It's like going, "Mm," and
yeah,
then all the dirt just flies off it. It's
exactly.
amazing.
I
So
feel like that's what
yeah,
mantra does to your energy. Like all of
totally.
like
Yeah.
the weird stuff is just like it's just
All the
like
stuff you could do without and would rather would
exactly.
rather just see the
Would
back
rather
of.
just
Yeah,
leave behind.
yeah,
Um, I
yeah,
that's
totally.
I feel like that's what it does, and I just think it's so important.
Mm,
Yeah.
I feel like that's a good segue to sing the song.
Yay!
We're
Yeah.
gonna try this. I was telling Willow I was a little nervous because I've been seeing different people singing together on Instagram, and there's some really clever musicians who have like, do you know this musician Jacob Collier? Have you come across him?
Oh my God.
He's
Yeah.
amazing, right?
Jacob. Oh my God.
He's
He's
incredible.
so great. Like
Yeah,
it's mind-boggling how talented he is.
yeah, yeah. So he figured out the lag and how to like play into it so that he's been playing piano with someone singing on the other side, and he plays like ahead of the beat so that it on online it comes out on time.
Of
It's
course, it
incredible.
would be him figuring out the lag.
Yeah,
Of
yeah,
course.
he's a genius.
Let's
But
see. Let's just see if like
we're
it's
gonna see how it goes.
yeah, because I'm like I don't hear a lag with us right now, but
We shall see.
yeah. Krishna Kesava Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Krishna Keshava, Pahimam.
Krishna Keshava, Krishna
Keshava,
Krishna
Keshava, Pahimam. Krishna, Keshava, Krishna, Keshava, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Lakshmana.
Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava,
Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Lakshmana. Rama, Raghava, Rama, Krishna Keshava,
Krishna
Krishna Keshava,
Keshava, Krishna
Krishna
Keshava,
Keshava,
Pahimam. Krishna
Krishna
Keshava,
Keshava,
Krishna
Krishna
Keshava,
Keshava,
Krishna
Krishna Keshava,
Keshava, Pahimam. Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rama Raghava, Rakshama. Yay!
Hey, we did it.
I
That
love
was
that
fun.
song. I've been listening to it like every morning.
Yeah, oh, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. I it's it's also I don't know, I found it really amazing how it sort of just appeared. I remember the night we went to record it in the studio, and I think both of us were like, we really didn't want to put any pressure on it. We're like, yeah, let's just explore and see what happens, and we have
So
a nice
true.
idea. And it was such a magical experience actually, because I've never worked on something that manifests that quickly. Like just
Totally.
in six
Yeah.
hours we were in the studio, and we left at midnight, and
Hmm.
we were like, no, I remember when we listened to it after we'd been working for those hours, and
We
we
were
were
like,
standing there like,
it was honestly, it was 100% the fastest I think a song for me has ever come together with somebody else.
yeah,
I feel like we were just so on the same page that it was like we both knew what we wanted to create, and we were both like helping each other with that vision. And um, honestly, I'm really excited for this travel ban to be over so we can just get back in
yes,
the studio and do
yeah.
it again.
Yeah, yeah, actually, that was one of the questions people were asking. Are we planning to do more? And I think
Definitely.
we are.
I'm with it. Like
Yeah,
I that working with you was such an amazing experience, and I feel like we could 100% do it again, and put that energy equally just as amazing into another song and into more.
yeah, yeah. We had some beautiful ideas when we came together last time, and yeah, I think we're just waiting for that to get together. I know people have been saying, oh, can't you just do stuff like kind of over the internet? And I know um, it's possible. Technology makes it possible. But
Yeah,
it's interesting to speak to that special. I think one of the beautiful things about devotional music, kirtan, which is the genre of this music, is that there's really it's a really an importance to that moment that's created when people come together with a like mind, with a unification of heart to make an offering. And
it's so
there's
true.
such a tangible special quality to that moment. It can be hard to replicate that. I
When
mean,
you're not like,
when you're not together, and yeah,
yeah,
it's some sort of a magic moment thing.
it really is. And just the communication while the song is being made, and um, I don't know. I mean, hopefully, I'm just praying that we'll be able to just do this.
it's it's gonna happen. It's
Yeah.
gonna happen
I'm
for
just like
sure.
I'm just sitting here like, because if it gets to the point it's like we're gonna have no choice but to at least try to do it. Uh,
Yeah.
over the internet, which is like cyber kirtan, like really like
Everything is possible in this new
it
world
is.
we live in.
It is. Everything is possible.
I wanted to ask you. Somebody was asking about. Well, it's a sort of a different question. She was asking about. She has a 16-year-old daughter who is shy, a little shy of singing, and she was asking like, what tips do we have for kind of encouraging someone who's shy to sing? And then along those lines, I was also just thinking about your journey as a musician, or mine even. I think both of us have had some sort of bumps and ups and downs, and so how to come to that place where you feel that um, there's a confidence because what I'm sharing is very authentic
Hmm.
to what really to what speaks to me, to what I
Exactly.
want to share with the world. I know that's been a journey for you, and also for me.
Yeah, I used to be really insecure about my musicianship in general because I felt like what I was doing wasn't genuine. And I once I found um, what I liked to sing and what inspired me, because I was so lost that I didn't even know. I had to re-find the reason why I wanted to sing in the first place.
Mm,
And so it took a lot of like digging and exploration, and like kind of realizing what even inspired me to sing. And like once I kind of latched on to the feeling that I wanted to create because I had felt it from something else, that inspired me to create that feeling and
mm,
learn how to create that feeling.
Mm.
Um, and also another thing that really helped me was like singing like the craziest thing I could possibly sing that I would be so scared to sing in front of other people, like by myself, and doing it with like all of my might, and like getting comfortable, just getting me comfortable with me, really.
Mm.
Was, it sounds crazy, but it really helped me during those tough times. Um,
Mm.
and like getting acquainted with my own voice and really learning my own voice. Um,
Mm. You have such a unique voice. I think like a lot of there's so many wonderful singers, but there's not as many who have a real unique sound and sort of way of expressing. I think it's very distinctive and beautiful.
thank you.
But very very unique to you, which I think is wonderful, and also can, I think sometimes that can take time to really own, you know, and feel
Totally.
like I don't want to sound like someone else. I just
Yeah.
happen to just sound like me.
And it's crazy because I'm still owning it.
Yeah.
Like I'm still trying to figure out how to own it more. And life is, that's why life is so beautiful, because it's like an onion. You're constantly uncovering all the different layers of
Yeah.
yourself. Um,
Yeah.
but what about you? Like, what really inspired you to kind of come out of your shell, so to speak?
Mm. Well, I think I you know I definitely grew up with music all around me, and my dad was quite well known as a singer in our spiritual community. And uh, you can probably relate to this, but my dad was really well known for something, and people were always like, "Are you going to be like your dad?" And
Yeah,
that whole
yeah.
that whole thing, and then it kind of makes you want to be like, "Leave
Like,
me alone."
no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Um, but yeah, I was sort of naturally also a little shy. My sister is a little younger than me, but she's very outgoing, like a real fireball sort of, and I'm kind of the opposite. So I think naturally, I just over the years thought, well, that's not me. That's not something that I do, like to sing in front of anyone. I didn't even know if I could sing. I remember I loved singing and I loved music, but I remember I would sometimes go into the car and close the doors and like sing and like try and listen to myself and think, can
Yeah,
I sing? Like, I don't even know. No one's ever heard me.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
but yeah, I think it was I didn't start singing publicly till I was your age, actually. You're like 19,
19.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, till I was 20, I didn't really sing in
Wow.
front of people. It was I played the violin, but that was sort of my voice. The violin was my voice.
Hmm.
And people sometimes tell me, oh, when you play violin, it sort of sounds like a singing voice. And
Yes.
sometimes I think, well,
And
yeah,
when you
because
sing,
that.
it kind of sounds like how you play.
Oh, yeah,
It's
'cause
that, like
maybe
the,
we had that relationship, like that was
exactly.
sort of my way of singing.
I
But
love.
yeah, I think for me to, I think it was a very, it was an emotional, it was sort of a opening of the heart that enabled me to start to sing,
Hmm.
start to kind of share that. It was very, I felt very very vulnerable. But one of the beautiful things about this music, and I always felt called to you know create art that was an offering of devotion, that felt to me the most deep thing and the most fulfilling. So
Hmm.
the beautiful thing about it, actually, I heard it expressed. I think you'll like this. This was a an Indian classical musician who's a singer. Um, it's a style called Drupad, which is one of the most ancient forms of Indian classical music.
Hmm.
And she was saying that her master teacher, he said, you know, when you perform, you should always see that you're you're putting this music, this art form in front of you, almost like you're putting like beautiful, you know, uh, masterpiece or you know, beautiful creation in front of you, and the audience is on the other side, and you're both looking at it, you're both observing it.
Yeah.
You're all you're doing is you're just presenting it there, but actually everyone's engaged in just you know, looking at that
Hmm.
beautiful creation. So in devotional music, it's sort of a paradox because you're singing and you're putting out your voice, but also you're trying not to be the star of the show or draw all the attention to yourself. You're trying to sort of direct that attention towards the higher divinity,
Yeah.
and offer really an expression of the heart,
Yeah.
expression of love. And so it's kind of freeing in a way, because there's so much self-consciousness that comes with, like, I'm going to do this thing, and then people are
Ex-
going to listen, and they're going to judge me, and they're going to, are
yeah.
you a good singer or not? But there's a freedom in just knowing, well, this is my offering, and maybe it's, more than likely it's not perfect, but
Hmm.
this is my offering. And over time, you just get used to just letting it be what it is, and trying to make it the best always that it can be.
100%. Like that's when you allow it to happen and like don't try to be perfect or like don't try to make it like be a certain thing. I find that I'm so much more stressed and have so much more anxiety when I'm I when I'm not allowing it to be just what it is. Or
Mm,
when I'm like what it is not enough. Like it needs to be this or this. I cause myself so much unnecessary anxiety trying or even myself, like there was like such a long period where I was like it's just not good enough, like you just need to try harder. And then it's like, but that's not what it's about. Like
yeah.
it's about expressing yourself and connecting with people through that expression. And it doesn't matter if you hit that perfect run that one time or if you didn't. You know what I mean? It's like it's about what you were saying, and that's it. And I feel like that's why I'm so drawn to kirtan, is because that freedom is so special. And for so long, I felt like I didn't have that freedom.
Mm,
um and even still I struggle with like those like invasive thoughts, like no, like remember why you're doing this, remember why you sing, remember why, you know what I mean? Like it's not because of your ego, it's not for that, like you're servicing something else, and it's
mm,
not about you like most of the time.
mm.
And like just
That's a
reminding.
that's a constant internal dialogue, isn't it? I think for
Yeah.
any artist, and especially an artist who's seeking like a deeper meaning and a deeper connection to why they create, is to be constantly, the ego is constantly being like, hey guys,
Mhm.
or just like very conscious of what people are seeing, what people are
Yeah.
experiencing when they look at me. And then there's sort of the intelligence behind that, that's like, or the heart. This is about depth, this is
Yeah.
about authenticity, this is about making an offering. and
Yeah.
and the two are kind of
They're
always
always like.
talking. Yeah. I just find I just like get the ego knob and just try and like tune it down. Like I know it's gonna be
Yeah.
like in the background, but
It's so true.
you get used to it just doing its thing.
It's
um,
so, so true.
Almost automatic, isn't it? Like if you
Yeah.
do anything which people are gonna view or see.
It's 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 the human nature,
Yeah.
honestly. Um I wish we were just predisposed to being like, it's all good.
Yeah.
But for some reason we're like, what does everyone think? But
Yes.
hopefully in the future we'll be predisposed to just be like, this is an offering, like this is
Mm,
pressure, like it's
mm,
super chill, you know what I mean?
mm. I mean, this is an amazing time, isn't it? Like, I feel so many things which are just, we think are set in stone, are being broken down, and there's a sense of possibility that we can reconnect with what's truly important.
Hmm.
And aside from all the things that are distressing, that are disturbing, one positive thing, it really feels like everyone's seeking, and myself included, like, so what is the essence, what is the point of being
Yeah.
on this planet, what am I doing here, what is my purpose?
Yeah.
And I think this music speaks to that. And I know that a lot of people, like we were saying at the beginning, have been hearing it and being like, wow, this really moves me, or it moves me to dance or to express. Like some people were posting videos of like, this is my cooking meditation with this
Yeah.
song. It's just to find a meditative moment. I find that so beautiful,
Yeah.
to make that connection, because many times the pace of life just seems to not really allow that or facilitate that.
It's so true. It's so true. Always. You were even saying before, like, you have to retune yourself just like you retune your instrument. Like, you get out of tune and then you just have to bring
Yeah.
yourself back to that gratitude, to that place, to that meditative place, and to make space for that. Um, and we get out of tune and we forget to retune ourselves.
Mm.
I feel like right now is a really good time to retune ourselves and get used to that retuning. Definitely.
Put it perfectly.
Yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. um, there was a really interesting question, which was, well, maybe we should talk a bit about the lyrics, because we were gonna
Yeah, definitely.
share a bit more about that.
Totally.
Somebody, I saw somebody commenting, "Oh, they sang already." I was like, "Yeah, the singing part was over so quickly." Maybe we can sing a little more before the end. But yeah,
Yeah.
the lyrics. So for anyone who's tuned in, and by the way, thank you everyone so much for tuning in and joining us.
Yes.
It's so lovely, and I've been really amazed actually at sort of how the online world has facilitated connection on these meaningful things. Like everyone's coming to join us for a discussion
Yeah.
about things that really are deep and beautiful.
I love
So
that. It's so inspiring. Gives me hope.
yes. So the lyrics. So Krishna Keshava. So this a mantra. For anyone that doesn't know, mantra is a Sanskrit word that means a sacred sound vibration that frees the mind, that frees the heart. So the practice of meditation on mantras is very, very ancient, and there are thousands and thousands of different mantras, and each of them sort of the repetition of a mantra. You can imagine just like an affirmation in English. I mean, language is so powerful. It shapes your reality. It takes you to a destination, right? That's how in sports people use a mantra and like direct the players toward the goal. They just have to keep repeating that. So mantra is, through that repetition, is taking us somewhere, or creating transformation in some way. Um, and the difference between a mantra, like an authentic mantra, and just putting some words together that you make up, is that the mantras themselves are usually, it's said that they haven't been composed by anybody. They're handed down over millennia from teacher to student orally.
Mhm.
And so you can really feel when you sing them, when you hear them, like you were describing, there's something very ancient.
Yeah.
You can kind of tangibly feel that, even if it's not something you intellectually know yet.
Exactly.
And so this particular one is really beautiful. Many mantras, chants that we use for kirtan are made up of divine names. So just for anyone who's has never heard about this before, the names that are in this song are expressing the beauty and the power and especially the quality of grace and protection of God.
Mm-hmm.
And so Krishna, the most beautiful, Keshava refers to God's power and beauty. And then we have Rama, the ocean of, I always think of this one because I know you have a beautiful ocean view.
Yeah.
Rama is the ocean of joy, ocean of pleasure. And Raghava, uh, it expresses the heroic quality of God, like
Mm-hmm.
someone that can come to the rescue at
Yeah.
the times that we most need it. So these are the names, and then we keep repeating this phrase, Pahimam Rakshamam.
Mm-hmm.
So Pahimam, Pahi means to Pahi means to please nourish me. Please, it's like that's soul food. Please give
Yes,
me what
Lord.
I need
Mm-hmm.
to
Fulfill.
feel whole, you know?
Yeah.
Well, we are whole, but it's because we disconnect from the reality of our deepest essence, that we
Yeah.
feel fragmented, or, we feel unsettled. So pahiman, ma means me. So please nourish me. Please shelter me. And then raksha means to protect. So Rakshaman, please protect me. So this mantra is often used also as a sort of a call or a prayer for protection and
Mm-hmm.
shelter. And so,
Which is perfect for right now.
so perfect, yeah. So we didn't plan, it wasn't like a planned thing. This is just what came out when we were together. And at that time, I don't think anyone had any idea. Maybe
Exactly.
someone out there in the world had an idea of what was going to happen, but we didn't.
Yeah.
And then when the situation started to come about, we thought, wow, we really should put this out, because it's a
Yeah.
call for protection, for nourishment at a time when so many people are experiencing so much loss and distress and fear,
Mm-hmm.
anxiety. So
So true.
that yeah, that's the meaning of the words, and we chose to title the song "Surrender." And a beautiful question that somebody asked is, what does surrender mean to you? Why did we
Mm.
choose that word? And yeah, it's a big question. I knew
It
you would love
really
that.
is. I I've been thinking about this so much recently. Um, like how the only thing that we can control is ourselves, and how nature has always done what she wants to do. And I find that um, the deepest use that meditation and mantra and spirituality has given me over the years the is the ability to surrender to nature and to
Mm,
surrender to the flow, and because the only thing I can control is myself, and nature, she's a beautiful creature who's always done what she's wanted over millions and millions of years and light years, and
mm,
um, that feeling of surrendering to the divine is has been so important to me, because I've tried to control so much in my life, and I've
mm,
tried to um and I really believed that, like, if I put this amount of like work into this, and if I really try to make the external world, if I move this around, and if I put this here, and if I go here, and if I do all of these external things, then now it's going to be okay. Like, now everything's going to be fine.
yeah,
And it never is. And
yeah,
and then you realize, like, oh, that's not gonna work, and you start to go inside and really understand what you can control.
mm.
um what does it mean to you?
I think you put it really well. Yeah, it's sort of over the years, it's that acknowledgement time and time again that, as you say, I'm very limited in what I can control, extremely limited. I can control how I respond to the situations that arise. I can make
Mm-hmm.
choices. I have free will. But the things that are happening, the people that I'm meeting, the circumstances that are arising
Yeah.
are out of my control. And so surrender to me, it means different things. It means being humbled.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it means these two words actually in the song are really meaningful to me. That please nourish me
Yeah.
and please protect me. For me, that's a lot about surrender. It's understanding that none of the arrangements that I think I can make
Yeah.
are gonna be exactly what's just right. It's like that thing where you're always trying to just adjust just a little bit. If I just move this way, then I'm gonna be comfortable, or and as you say, it's never quite right. I always think of that old song. I can't get no satisfaction, you know,
Yeah,
like that's a, like
exactly.
no matter how hard you're trying. And it's that moment where you, well, my friend Gora, he always used to say, you know, like when the policeman says like, come out with your hands up, just
Yeah.
surrender, right? You put your hands up and it's like, yes, I surrender. I
Yeah.
surrender. And when there is a connection with a concept of divinity, of a
Mhm.
higher power, and divinity that lives within the heart, um, it can be so profound to just, you know, just like that feeling when you're little and you know, you're in distress. You may, like, I remember so many people had this experience of getting lost somewhere, and then they
Yeah.
see their mom from behind, and you're like, oh, and
Yeah.
you just run to them. There's
Yeah.
that feeling of shelter and protection,
Mhm.
which I find that I don't get from anything else. I don't feel from anything else. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's surrender, but it's hard. It's hard to learn. It's sort of, it's like it's the greatest treasure that's the hardest one sometimes.
Exactly.
You
So
could
true.
you could surrender in a moment, but
Mhm.
how long that moment takes.
Yeah, that is so real. That's so real. Yeah. And even like even just like you were saying, like surrendering to, because when you experience pain, like you always want to run away from it. You always want to be like, nope, that's mm-mm. And that's just human nature. But I
Yeah.
will say that the most painful experiences have taught me the most in my life. And if I bringing that sense of like, I know this is going to teach me, like it hurts now, but if I can just be open to the lesson, I could see it quicker and maybe move on to the next lesson without staying bogged down in this feeling or in this place for too long.
Mm,
And that has really helped me a lot. um, and just like you were saying, it's scary and it's hard, and but it's also beautiful.
yes.
It's also beautiful when you see the light that comes from that realization of like, I am a part of this. I am a part of this flow. I am a part of this feeling. I am a part of this earth and this, you start to feel a sense of oneness with even
Harmony.
your pain.
Mm,
Um, and I've experienced that it makes the joys so much more full when you can be completely aware in your pain and completely aware in your joy. Um,
mm,
and you have to be aware in both in order to experience either fully.
mm,
At least that's what I've experienced in my life.
mm.
Yeah,
This is deep.
I know.
Surrender.
I know we're going into it right
In
now.
other news.
Oh man.
No, it's so
Um,
beautiful. I love that one song can provoke this kind of discussion. And I think one of my hopes for this song and for sharing this music more widely is that it can provoke, you know, just this sort of inquiry or exploration for so many people.
mhm.
Um, Even if it's just, you know, how do I feel when I put on this song, and just take 5 minutes to just listen and stop for a moment, rather than just, you know, just having it on in the background and doing something. But it is, the song itself is a meditation. And I
Yeah.
was sharing with Willow that a dear family friend, dear auntie of mine, her mother was passing away just on the day of the release, actually.
Wow.
And she sent me a video of her playing the song to her
Mhm.
on her deathbed as a meditation. And I was thinking, there's not much other music like this,
Like,
that it can, you know, accompany these deepest moments.
yeah.
um, it's so powerful. So I really hope that people can use it as a tool for meditation as well, and sort
Yeah.
of adventuring into that space within.
100%. That's my biggest hope for this. And I just can't wait to make more of this energy and just to do this again.
Yes, amen.
Thank
Well,
you
I think
so much.
yeah, we have a few more minutes. I'm just going to see if there's any other. There's so many lovely people here. Yes, we are gonna. People are saying, please save this live stream. It's definitely gonna be, I
Okay,
think, on
yeah.
Willow's.
Let me, because doesn't it come up
Once, yeah, once we stop here, you can
state?
share it onto your,
Okay,
yeah.
sounds good.
Um. Anyway, so many beautiful faces, beautiful people here.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm sure we can do this again sometime,
I would love that.
especially if we are on lockdown.
I
It just
know.
looks like lots of love here for the song. Actually, you know where you should check out the comments on the YouTube video.
Yeah, I
They're
checked
really
those out
beautiful.
yet.
Yeah.
I need to go on there.
Also, I'm gonna send you tonight, probably after we finish. I'm gonna send you the lyric video that we've been working on.
Yes.
I really hope you're gonna like it. I
I'm
think
so
you
excited.
will. And so for everyone, if Willow's happy with it, then we'll share it soon. And yeah, it'd just be a chance to watch something and sort of sing along, like those old
Mhm.
Disney, when they have the little
I love that. I love that so much.
sing along a mantra.
I love that. I'm so excited to see.
Cool, cool. I'm so grateful. This was really, really such a joy to connect, and
Yes.
love seeing that beautiful California sunshine behind
I
you.
know, right? It's like I wanted this to be the background, even though I might look a little dark.
No, it's
Like,
beautiful. It's very impressionistic.
yeah, it's like
Hey, a
there's a
quick
mountain
question.
behind me.
A quick question. Seeing as your beautiful new silhouette is highlighted here, how has it been for you having no hair at this time?
Oh, man,
Liberating?
it's been so amazing. I understand why the monks shave it because my hair took up so much time out of my day. It
Yeah.
was
Oh
like
my God.
it was like once I didn't have any hair, I was like, I have so much more time to do
Like
things now.
3 more hours a day.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
it's honestly insane. Um,
I've been wanting to do it for so long. I'm a little bit of a chicken, but I am gonna do it one day.
yeah. I think we would be some cute bald girls, okay? It
The
would be so
monkettes.
great. Yes. I you were asking me if I wanted to sing the Govinda chant.
Mm,
We still have like a couple minutes left. We could end with that.
sure, yeah, if you're
Um,
up for it.
would would I just the chords are a little bit different than they were last
They're
time.
slightly different. Oh, you mean this time when you're playing it? Just play
Yeah.
however you feel is beautiful.
Okay.
I was just sharing with Willow that the person who made this chant famous, it's her birthday today. Actually, that's a picture of her behind me.
Yamuna.
Yamuna, yes.
My
And it's
goodness.
her birthday, so I thought it would be sweet to sing this beautiful
Yes.
song.
I love that. Okay, let's see. Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda 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 Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Govinda tamam bajami Govinda Govinda
Oh, I wanted time to stand still. I'm like
Yeah,
watching the clock. Please don't end.
I
That was
know.
so beautiful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. Let's please do this again.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us.
Yes,
And
thank you
we
for
will see
coming.
you again. And we'll thank you for listening to our new song.
Mhm. On
Have a
YouTube and
beautiful.
everywhere else you can get it and stream it.
Yes, yes. Have a great day, Willow.
Yes, you too. Love you so much.
Love you too. Bye.